Hey guys.
Hi, Grant.
Hey there. Thank you for, making some room for us. Thank you for that. So first of all, I wanted to ask, how did you start your company? When did that happen?
Mhm.
Maybe what was your biggest challenge back then?
So I have an independent company that does smaller architectural projects, and I also work for a more established architect here in Santa Fe who does bigger commercial and residential projects. And so I had been doing drafting for him for a number of years, as well as sort of smaller projects as they came up. And when the pandemic happened, the work slowed down, and then it increased rapidly. And I found myself in a position where I just absolutely did not have the capacity to get the drafting work done that I needed, where I was being forced to work, two shifts basically, like a day shift and a night shift where I actually did the drafting. And I tried to hire people locally, but Santa Fe is a pretty small market, and there's not a lot of younger people here. There's no architecture school, and I wasn't able to, or I should say, it didn't go well. Where I found people were very demanding. They wanted really high pay. They wanted to tell me how to do things. And I was trying to explain to them that actually, no, the client is telling me what to do. When I was at the sort of lowest ebb of like, I do not know how I'm going to get this done, I had a few hard deadlines coming up. I got contacted on LinkedIn by someone from BetterPros. And so I had very little expectations of what the BetterPro meeting would be, but I met with Cami, and she explained what you guys did, and I had a few interviews, or I had 2 interviews, and I ended up hiring both people. It's difficult to describe how positive the initial experience was, because again, I do drafting a lot, but I'm not the best at it. And the project I was working on was somewhat complicated, and I was having trouble figuring things out in Revit about how walls aligned, and hiring Felipe and Mercedes and trying to do something, being like, hey, can you look at this? And then coming back 2 hours later, and it was all figured out and done. It just all made sense now, and he had corrected all these errors that I didn't even see, and it was just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Magic.
This is magic, yes. So we finished that project, and again, it was meant to be sort of a temporary thing. And it wasn't. Felipe had just moved on, but I'd been working with him for almost 3 years. Yeah, and so I've cycled through a number of people at BetterPros, and as people have moved on or things have changed, and it's been very consistent in terms of the quality of people that I've been working with, and that has been the biggest amenity for me.
What would you tell someone who is considering to start to work with BetterPros but is like unsure about outsourcing?
Yeah, I guess the main thing would be it's not that big of a commitment to start. And the initial barrier for entry is mostly in your head about, or based on previous experience, or, I don't have to solve all my problems anymore. That, I can outsource that, of like, there's a drafting thing I can't figure out. I can't find a file. I need someone to help me like Google something and look at what fire code ratings are. BetterPros people have been consistently able to solve problems in ways that is very helpful for me.